Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DALESCENTER NASCAR Betting. It is time for NASCAR to head to TNT Sports for the next 5 weeks. And while we're all devastated, bummed out, depressed that the NASCAR on Amazon Prime segment of the season is over, still plenty to be excited about as we hit this summer stretch. A lot of the same talent, Dale Jr., Steve Letarte, a lot of that crew heading over to TNT Sports to broadcast the next 5 weeks. And in that process, we get the In-Season Challenge, which I think will be a lot of fun to bet on if you are partaking, if you are placing bets. That's great. But also, we all have an opportunity for free to create a $1 million bracket. If you create a perfect bracket predicting every single matchup for the next 5 weeks in the In-Season Challenge, you'll take home $1 million. And I'll go ahead and tell you right now, as you see the lines on the bottom of the screen, courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook, those are the lines of who will win the In-Season Challenge over the next 5 weeks. Who will be the top guy? Denny Hamlin's the favorite. Tyler Reddick, of course, and more. I think there's plenty to look at, plenty to like on drivers to bet on for the In-Season Challenge. But when we talk about the bracket, I think it's much more likely that someone will have a perfect bracket in 2026 than in 2025. 2026, the challenge begins this weekend at Sonoma Raceway, which is one of the chalkiest racetracks on the entire NASCAR Cup Series schedule. Last year, it started at Atlanta, or Echo Park Speedway behind me, which is a mini Talladega. A ton of wrecks. Anybody can win. You basically went and eliminated half the favorites in 2025. I don't think that's going to happen in 2026, so I think it's going to be much more likely that one or more will predict a perfect bracket and win, or if more than one person does it, then they'll split that $1 million prize. But a lot to talk about here. Really excited to show you the bracket that I am going to create. I have been in the lab experimenting with all these different outcomes, and I can't wait to break it down. So we're going to do that here shortly, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you my 10 favorite drivers to bet on to win the In-Season Challenge. Almost every sportsbook has lines out there. There are plenty of discrepancies, so that's already a win for us, potentially a win for the consumer to see a good bit of variance in the lines between a DraftKings, a FanDuel, a Bet Rivers, etc. So, without further ado, let's dive into it. I'm going to show you what a perfect $1 million bracket looks like for the In-Season Challenge. All right, here we are. So, as you can see here, this is on the NASCAR.com site. You're probably going to click the app on your phone. If you click the app on your phone, you just click the lines at the top left of the app, of the NASCAR app, and click Fantasy. I think it's Fantasy Hub. And one of the first things you should see is In-Season Challenge. I think it's better to make it on desktop because the NASCAR app is kind of glitchy. Like, you can't make it in the app. It has to take you to a browser. Anyway, I think it's better to make it here like I have made it on the desktop. Now, you're seeing that I have picked John Hunter Nemechek. There's no chance in hell I'm picking John Hunter Nemechek to win. I just wanted to click the auto pick to see what it would do. And this is what auto pick has done. We are going to go through and build the actual Dale Earnhardt bracket. And again, I have been in the lab working on this. So I have experimented with all sorts of different outcomes. And I've come to the conclusion of one bracket that I think has a great shot to win $1 million. So let's begin. I like breaking this down, and maybe it's cliche-ish, especially if you're like a big March Madness guy, right? Like, I've always been a big March Madness guy, creating brackets for the college basketball NCAA tournament. But when you look here with 32 drivers that qualified, I like breaking it down into sectors. And when we look at the drivers listed in each sector, this sector right here, to me, is like the Tyler Reddick versus who sector. Honestly, it's kind of crazy the way Spire and Front Row Motorsports, two emerging programs into this summer stretch, especially with Zane Smith on the front row side, kind of got pinned against each other. Like, it will be Tyler Reddick versus somebody from front row or Spire, I think. I mean, it's for sure you'll get a Spire / front row guy in the top 8. That is confirmed because of how they're pinned against each other. Come down to this sector right here. This is like the anybody sector. I could make an argument for almost everybody in this one except for AJ Allmendinger and Noah Gragson, with all due respect, of course. And maybe Michael McDowell, because they've been great at road courses, terrible everywhere else. I mean, this sector right here could be so many different drivers. So this is kind of the wide open sector, I would call it. Then you come to the right side of the bracket. The top right is, to me, the Logano sector. I know I'm already giving away, but to me, this just reeks of Joey Logano. And I'll talk about that more in detail once I start making picks. And then the bottom right sector is like the chalk sector. SVG, we come to Sonoma, we expect him to win. You have Larson, you have Byron, you got Ryan Blaney. There's a ton of guys I like out of this in terms of betting. Can't pick them all when you're trying to make the perfect bracket. So let's get started. We're going to get rid of this auto pick nonsense that took John Hunter Nemechek. With all due respect to John Hunter, there's no fucking shot in hell that he's going to win it. Now, we're going to start here at the top left. We talked about this one. It's the Tyler Reddick versus who? So first round, I'm taking Tyler Reddick. First round is Sonoma this weekend. As I mentioned, as I prefaced, it is one of the chalkiest tracks on the entire schedule. So I'm taking Tyler Reddick, who's been excellent at road courses. He's been excellent everywhere, but you know, Sonoma is a road course that he has not had tremendous success at, but he is going against Alex Bowman, who, I mean, there's just nothing there right now. I feel bad for Bowman Nation. It's 48 team. It just seems like they are just they're just dead in the water. I mean, I don't know how else to put it for Alex Bowman. So he was the last guy in, number 32, matched up with Tyler Reddick, who is still leading the championship points. So that's how the seeding works. It is based on their points position. And I'm taking Tyler Reddick. We'll make that one easy. Then you get Austin Cindric versus Brad Keselowski. I'll tell you what, about a month and a half ago, Brad Keselowski was top 10 in points. He has drifted outside of the chase. He is in a tough position. He's consistently running outside the top 30 heading into this in-season challenge. It's been real tough sledding. And I do think on the road courses, his leg injury that he's made a good recovery through. It was well documented at the beginning of the season. I feel like people are kind of forgetting about it. I think that injury has lingered on these road courses. It has been a struggle. And Sonoma's been a decent track for Brad Keselowski. It's been a little all over the place for Austin Cindric, but I'm going to take Austin Cindric, the number 16 seed, in that kind of a weird pick'em matchup, if you will, because they both have had their struggles at this track type. So we're taking Cindric there. Then we're going to come down to this sector right here. Remember, this is auto pick. I have not made my picks yet. I'm taking Daniel Suarez over Todd Gilliland. Daniel Suarez has not finished worse than 20th in like 3 months. Daniel Suarez, 8th in points. He's been so consistent. And if you want to make hay in this tournament challenge, you just got to be consistent. And they have not had a bad week in a long time. So I'm going to take Suarez over Todd Gilliland, who they've had moments of speed. Remember, they ran really well at Bristol. Not feeling it here. We're going with Daniel Suarez. Then you get Carson Hocevar and Zane Smith. I think Hocevar is dangerous if he can get out of Sonoma. However, he's not getting out of Sonoma. I'm taking Zane Smith. Zane Smith is red hot right now. Blew a tire at Michigan when he was running well. Crashed at Pocono battling for 3rd or 4th place. Without those 2 bad races, he would be blistering hot. I mean, the speed in this 38 car has been out of this world, considering what we are used to with front row motorsports. I'm taking Zane Smith. which would give you an 8-24 matchup here in this sector. Now we're going to come down here. Chase Briscoe over AJ Allmendinger. I will say the auto pick got one guy right. I'm very high on Briscoe here, but we're taking Briscoe. This is a sketchy one because AJ is fantastic on road. He's been great on the road courses in 2026. I think the higher horsepower, more tire wear has helped AJ. I think it's helped Briscoe too. He laid an egg at San Diego, but at traditional road courses, I think Chase Briscoe, we saw at Coda, he had top 3 speed before he had some kind of gear issue, and then Watkins Glen ran top 5. So I'm taking Chase Briscoe. Got to have some upsets, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm taking Austin Dillon over Ty Gibbs. Remember how good RCR was at Watkins Glen traditional road courses? I feel like Austin Dillon is sneaky. I don't know what it is. There's going to be moments here. You got to shoot. You got to hit fire. You got to go with your gut. I'm going with my gut here, along with a little bit of data. I'm taking Austin Dillon over Ty Gibbs. This one could bite me, but we're going with the Bass Pro matchup here. 12 versus 28. Next, you come down here, and this is why this is like a wide open one. You could make a great argument for Michael McDowell and Bubba Wallace, kind of like I said about Hocevar. If Bubba gets out of Sonoma, he is extremely dangerous with this track combination for the in-season challenge. I'm taking Bubba Wallace. We're going out on a limb, potentially. But Bubba ran second at San Diego in what I believe was the best drive of his entire career. 23-11 with Herbst. Corey Heim, of course, getting his first win. Amazing. Reddick was running. I mean, they're just lights out right now on overall speed. It seems like at these tracks with the higher horsepower, low downforce, excessive tire wear, they're even better than the competition. For some reason, I don't have a good feeling about Michael McDowell. I'm taking Bubba Wallace. And then in this matchup, Chase Elliott versus Noah Gragson. Hendrick can be a little scary here if you're going to take Hendrick guys because of how bad they were at Watkins Glen. Half of them laid an egg last week at San Diego. Chase Elliott's been kind of limping into this summer stretch, but he's got a great matchup against Noah Gragson, who's really struggled on road. I'm taking Chase Elliott. Now we'll come up here to the Logano sector. Guys, I'm doing the damn thing. 2 years in a row. I'm taking Ty Dillon over Denny Hamlin. I just don't see Denny Hamlin. I just don't see it. He is the favorite. He's been fantastic in 2026, but he has struggled so badly at Sonoma Raceway. I feel like ever since he wheel hopped into that final corner and Tony Stewart got his last win running over Hamlin, I feel like that has cursed Denny Hamlin for life at Sonoma. He put it on the pole here a couple years ago, 3 years ago, something like that, but has not gotten the results. Ty Dillon was dangerous in this last year. I don't think Ty Dillon's going to have that Cinderella run again, but I do think Ty Dillon will beat Denny Hamlin just because I think Denny Hamlin will self-destruct at Sonoma. So I'm getting rid of the favorite right out of the gate. Next up, I already told you I like Joey Logano. Eric Jones, not a great road course guy. Joey Logano, sneaky at Sonoma. I'm going to take Logano in that matchup. Next up, Chris Buescher, John Hunter Nemechek. I'm taking Chris Buescher, stout road course driver. We saw some great speed out of Ford at San Diego last weekend. This one to me, no brainer. John Hunter Nemechek, he just gets involved in too many. He's just too incident prone and not a polished enough road course racer. I'm taking Buescher. And then Christopher Bell versus Ross Chastain. We've seen Bell with the injury. He gave way to Brent Cruz last weekend at San Diego. Maybe he's healed up a little bit more, but it's clearly bothered him, the wrist injury. The only way Ross Chastain loses this matchup is if he crashes, blows an engine, etc. I'm taking Ross Chastain. Now into the chalk segment, or sector, I should say. I'm taking William Byron. It's been a bad year. But we've seen enough issues with Ricky Stenhouse on the road courses. I'm just going to take the chalk. And then I'm gonna take Kyle Larson as well over Riley Herbst, who is kind of sneaky. Had a great run at San Diego. Has definitely year to year been much faster. But I'm taking Kyle Larson. I think Kyle Larson has a great shot for another top 5 finish at Sonoma. We're going to make that easy. I don't want to take... I hate not taking Ryan Preece here. I feel like if he was going head-to-head against anybody else, he'd be a great pick to advance deep into this competition. I think SVG will win Sonoma, so I'm going to take SVG. And then for the final pick of round 1, I'm going to take Ryan Blaney over Josh Berry. With all due respect to Josh Berry, we've seen his struggles on the road courses. Did finish 13th here last year, and Blaney has not always been great. But as I mention again, as I reiterate, this this higher horsepower, excessive tire wear, lower downforce package that we have at basically half the schedule in 2026, I think it's benefited a guy like Ryan Blaney. Seems like his tire management has gotten better and better. And man, he had a shot at San Diego. So I think Ryan Blaney's going to be solid at Sonoma, and he's going to beat Josh Berry head to head. Great matchup for him. Now on to round 2, Chicagoland. This is the first wild card. This is a track we hadn't raced at, in 6 years? It's going to be extremely abrasive, a lot of tire wear. It is a wild card, truly. It is truly something that nobody knows how it's going to go down. The Cup car at that track on that surface is very intriguing. But we're going to start out and we're going to take Tyler Reddick over Austin Cindric. 2311's been good enough on the mile and a half for me to expect Tyler Reddick to get through that head-to-head matchup. Then we come to Daniel Suarez and Zane Smith. This is such a good matchup. These guys have both been great heading into the summer stretch, but I am going to go with Zane Smith. He has been a big money maker for me in 2026 on the betting side. I'm going to ride with him to go head-to-head against Tyler Reddick to get into this Final Four. So Zane Smith over Suarez is a tough one. You know what else is cool? It's kind of cool seeing who's picking who, right? 31.6% of users who created a bracket have Daniel Suarez picked in round 2. Only 8% have Zane Smith. Give me Zane Smith. But this comparison deal is nice if you click that little I, because it gives you more details, who's finished better at this particular track type, top 5s, wins, everything you need to know from a surface level front is given right there. And then you can click DraftKings, or I guess they do the same thing. I didn't know if you clicked the DraftKings icon versus the I icon, if it gave you anything different. It does not, but you can see their odds. Their championship odds here. 35-1 for Suarez, 150-1 for Zane Smith. Who gives a damn? We're moving on. I got Tyler Reddick and Zane Smith making it to Atlanta in that sector. Now, this is so tough. This sector is a pain in the ass. And let me know where you go. Let me know in the comments what you think about my picks and where you might go, especially in this particular sector, because it is tough. Now, if Chase Briscoe can get out of Sonoma, I just love how this looks for him. I'm taking him over Austin Dillon at Chicagoland. Austin Dillon, to me, sneaky. Of course, you got to have upsets. I don't think they've had enough speed at RCR to be anywhere near where I expect Chase Briscoe to be when we get to round number 2. So I'm taking Briscoe right there. The one guy that the auto pick has gotten right. And then this is an intriguing matchup with Bubba Wallace and Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's been good on the mile and a half. Bubba's been good on the mile and a half. Bubba's got a ton of momentum. If he can get out of Sonoma, Chase Elliott kind of limping here. I'm going to take Bubba Wallace, and we're going to have a Toyota matchup heading out of this sector. As I said, the wide open sector. Give me Chase Briscoe and Bubba Wallace, the 12th seed and the 13th seed, into the top 8. Then we're going to come here, and we got Ty Dillon versus Joey Logano. This is a layup for Joey Logano. I like that they got a top 10 at Michigan. Seems like they're getting a little bit better as the season goes on and like running around that top 10. That's all you're going to have to do to beat Ty Dillon at Chicago, in my opinion. Next up, you get Chris Buescher and Ross Chastain. All indicators in 2026 would tell you to go with Chris Buescher. I'm going with Ross Chastain. This is such like an equalizer challenge. I think Chastain can gut it out and get close to winning the in-season challenge. I say close. I don't think he's going to win it, but this one team is capable of being good at 4 of these 5 racetracks, in my opinion. And Chicagoland, to me, serves as an equalizer with it being such an unknown. I'm going to go with Ross Chastain to beat Chris Buescher head-to-head in that second round. Now, for the chalky group here, I'm taking Kyle Larson over William Byron. We're going to keep it pretty simple there. Kyle Larson has outrun William Byron all year long and on the mile and a half, which is what Chicagoland is. I'm going to take Larson. I feel like they are trending up as the season progresses. So I told you I think SVG will win Sonoma. Yeah, whatever. Bold pick. I think Kyle Larson will win at Chicagoland. Then we have Shane Van Gisbergen and Ryan Blaney. I'm taking Ryan Blaney. We're going to make, I know SVG's had some great improvement on ovals, especially the higher speed ovals. We saw what he did at Nashville. I'm taking Ryan Blaney. I love Ryan Blaney in this challenge. Now to our top 8. I feel like we got through that pretty quick. Maybe not. Tyler Reddick and Zane Smith. We're taking Tyler Reddick, right? Wrong. Give me the Zane train. Zane Smith, big upset guy. He is red hot right now on pace. They're going to keep that pace into the summer stretch. They are going to outlast Tyler Reddick at Atlanta. I've already given you 2 race predictions. I think SVG wins Sonoma. I think Kyle Larson will win at Chicagoland. Zane Smith wins at Atlanta and makes the final 4 of the challenge. Then we have Bubba Wallace and Chase Briscoe. Another tough one. Bubba's fantastic on the drafting tracks, but I'm going to go with my gut on this one, and I'm going to take Chase Briscoe to match up with Zane Smith in the final 4. You know what? No, I'm not. What did I just say? Bubba Wallace is fantastic at Atlanta. Chase Briscoe, what has he done on the drafting tracks other than his one win at Talladega? Race is a lot different than Atlanta. Fuck that. I love Chase Briscoe. I'm going to bet on him. I'm taking Bubba Wallace to match up with Zane Smith in the final 4 of the left side of the bracket. And then we come to the right side. Joey Logano versus Ross Chastain. A true wild card matchup at Atlanta. They've both had their moments at Atlanta. Well, Logano has actually won there multiple times. Chastain has been close. Give me Joey Logano. I'm going with Lame Gano into the final 4. This is how they turn their mediocre season around, is by the in-season challenge. And they don't even have to, like, in this particular bracket, this is just matchups, man. Like, I think Zane Smith's going to come out and he's going to win. He's going to run top 5. I think Kyle Larson's going to win. He's going to run top 5. I just think Joey Logano is just going to beat everybody easily. Like, I just think he is truly the guy that can run 9th and move on. Run 4th and move on. 12th and move on. That's what he's going to do. He is going to do it in the most sleazy, playoff Logano-like fashion and get to the final 4. And then we have a juggernaut matchup. Remember, round 3, Atlanta, drafting track. You get Kyle Larson versus Ryan Blaney. I'm taking Ryan Blaney. Wow. This is one fucked up final 4, isn't it? Respectfully, of course. Zane Smith versus Bubba Wallace and Joey Logano versus Ryan Blaney. Who are we going to take? Round 4 is at North Wilkesboro. High horsepower, high tire wear, low downforce. The Cinderella run for Zane Smith comes to an end. in round number 4. Give me Bubba Wallace, underrated short track guy. Again, the higher horsepower package has been really good to the 2311 guys. So Bubba Wallace back to Indianapolis, where he won the Brickyard in 2025 in the finals against his good old buddy Ryan Blaney. I'm taking the chalk with Blaney. I think his matchups are fantastic. I think the track variety, if he can just make sure he gets out of Sonoma, the track variety, very good for Ryan Blaney. I think we go to the Brickyard 400. I don't think either one of these guys will win the Brickyard, but I think the in-season challenge winner of 2026 will be Mr. Porno Mustache Man, Ryan Blaney. I love the picture, by the way. I just love the picture popping up with the fantastic mustache and the flow. Ryan Blaney's your winner. They always throw the tiebreaker. How many laps do you think they'll lead? 118. How about that? He might lead more than that if he's as good as I expect him to be. But there you have it, folks. That is the $1 million bracket. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think this looks really good. I just really like the combination of playing the chalk with good matchups, with a little bit of gut, with red hot drivers, and then Logano, who's just going to nutsack his way into the Final Four. So this is my top 4. Let me know what you think. I think we got a great shot in the Dale Earnhardt bracket to take home $1 million. All right, so it took us about, what, 20 minutes to do that. That's my bracket. I think it's going to go to Ryan Blaney. You've seen it on the screen. Now, for the betting crowd, if you hung out long enough, my top 10 drivers to win the in-season challenge. A lot of good numbers out there, a lot of enticing numbers out there. And as I said at the beginning of the program, we've got some pretty strong variances between the books. So let's get right into it. First up, and I'm going to rank these, I always like to put them randomly on the screen. But you see right here, I'm going to rank my top 10 for you as their names come up. That's Kyle Larson. He is my co-favorite to win out of the chalky sector. It's a great combination of racetracks for Kyle Larson. This team's getting better and better. They're getting faster and faster. I think they'll win at Chicagoland. I think they're going to be top 5 almost every single week, and except for Atlanta. Atlanta's the one that worries me, but if they can break through at Atlanta, he's in it. Because, I mean, you put Kyle Larson at Indianapolis, he's finished first and second in the 2 Brickyard 400 since its return. Oh, yeah. I'll take it. I'll take plus 850, 8.5 to 1 for Kyle Larson to win the in-season challenge. I showed you in the bracket. He's going to make my top 8. Again, if he gets through Atlanta, watch out for Young Money to win. Next up, Ross Chastain, 40 to 1 at BetMGM. Just a wild card play. Remember, he's in that sector of Logano and who? It's a Logano sector, but it's pretty wild card up there once Ty Dillon dethrones Denny Hamlin. So give me Ross Chastain, 40 to 1. Very low risk for a guy that has not had a great season, but a good combination of racetracks. He can just kind of limp his way through based on the bracket, or the part of the bracket he is on. So kind of chasing the price here. 40 to 1, 35 to 1 if you have to, if BetMGM has some substantial movement or quick movement. Yeah, I'll take it. Ross Chastain, because I could easily see him. If it works out the way I think it will with Logano and Chastain could beat him in Atlanta. We've seen him do enough at that particular racetrack. He could sneak into that Final Four. Next up, Zane Smith. Big discrepancy here. DraftKings Sportsbook has 150 to 1 for Zane Smith. If you don't think he can win at all, low risk, cash out opportunity potentially. Even if you bet what I've seen 80 to 1, 75 to 1. If Zane wins a couple matchups, maybe there's a cash out opportunity, but I really like where this team is at as I preface, he's been a big moneymaker for me and the Dale Club in 2026. I think they're going to keep their hot streak in terms of having really fast race cars at a variety of different racetracks. I think they're going to keep that momentum up into the summer stretch. He is worth a sprinkle. Talk about low risk. 150 to 1, folks. Next up, Austin Dillon. Yeah, I know, I'm fucking crazy, but you got to have a few upsets. We've seen some improvement on the road courses. He's in that sector that's just completely wide open. If he gets out of Sonoma and he gets out of Chicagoland, watch out, because he could surprise some people in Atlanta. And then you come to North Wilkesboro. Of course, I think about Richmond, right? This team is dialed in at Richmond. What if they get to North Wilkesboro and then they got a top 5 car at that track that is not exactly like Richmond, but close enough to warrant betting at 200 to 1? You can put $1 on it at FanDuel Sportsbook. I'll take a shot at it, because there's going to be an upset. There's going to be multiple upsets. Who is it going to be? I don't know, but it might be Austin Dillon in 2026. Next up, Ryan Blaney. He is my top guy. He is my top dog to win it all. You saw it in the prediction, 9 to 1 at DraftKings Sportsbook. I think he gets through that chalky sector and wins the in-season challenge. I've already said enough. He has great matchups, and he's got great racetracks. Let's just keep it simple with Ryan Blaney. I think he's a lock. I don't want to say this. There are no locks, but if there's someone who's pretty damn close, it's Ryan Blaney. So he's my favorite play to win it all for the in-season challenge at 9 to 1. 8 to 1 if you have to do it, that's fine. We're taking it at DraftKings Sportsbook. Next up, Chase Briscoe. This is a good price. I see 12 to 1, 14 to 1, 11 to 1, I think, floating out there. 16 to 1, BetMGM. He's in the wide open sector. But 3 good racetracks for Chase Briscoe, in my opinion. This is about the time in 2025 when he started heating up. And he's been a little all over the place. But I think that Chase Briscoe is going to make that top 8. And I think he's got a great shot to get to Indianapolis. And he's an Indianapolis guy, right? Shades of Tony Stewart. So I think Chase Briscoe is a threat. I don't know. He's not my top guy. He's in a really tough part of the bracket. But he is a considerable threat to win it all. And at 16 to 1, that price is worth it for the driver, the number 19. Next up, Bubba Wallace at number 8. 50 to 1. I mean, dude, I know they've made mistakes. They've had issues. He's going to have an uphill climb on pit road with his guys getting suspended with the loose wheel they had at San Diego, which they came back from 2 laps down, finished second. I think Bubba Wallace, if he can make it through Sonoma, he is a massive threat at 50 to 1. 40 to 1's fine too. They've got the speed to win this. And it ends at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard 400 that they won in 2025. Yes, count me the fuck in with Bubba Wallace. Get by Sonoma, get through Sonoma, and we're really talking, because we got 3-4 racetracks where he can run top 5 and compete for wins. Oh, Joey Logano. Hadn't seen him on a Dale Center in a while, but we're riding with Joey Lame-Gano. I think he's going to get out of I'm calling it the Logano sector, but everyone else is going to call it the Denny Hamlin sector. I think Logano gets out of there. I think he's just going to limp his way through. I think this is the one part of the bracket where you can just kind of survive, like what Ty Dillon did last year. This is that part of the bracket where you don't have to be great. Someone who is very good at not being great, Joey Logano. I'm riding with Lame-Gano, baby. 35 to 1 at BetMGM. Great price. I've seen as low as 20 to 1. 25 to 1. I'd probably bet it down to 25 to 1 if I had to. Logano, Very sneaky. I think he is the sleeper of the in-season challenge. And I'm on a lot of sleepers, as you can see. Ty Gibbs, 20-1 to go back-to-back. This is interesting to me. This is definitely a price play. I don't feel confident. Like, I like Ty Gibbs at Sonoma. I'm not sure about Chicagoland. I'm not sure about Atlanta. And I'm not sure about North Wilkesboro. I think he could be good at Indianapolis just based off the speed we have seen out of Toyota. I'm chasing the price. 20-1. Yeah, I can afford to throw some change on that to go back-to-back. The speed in the car is enough for me to bet on this. 20-1 for Ty Gibbs. Pretty low risk, in my opinion, for the guy that won this challenge last year. He's gonna have to be better than he was in 2025 if he wants to win it this time around. Atlanta concerns me. North Wilkesboro concerns me. Chicagoland concerns me. I think there's a good shot he gets out of round one. After that, gets pretty tough. But at 20-1, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And finally, Tyler Reddick. You know, I talked about Blaney. I think Blaney's got the best mix of matchups and racetracks. I think Tyler Reddick has the best matchups. He's been good everywhere in 2026. I'm not even really considering the racetracks. He's got them all down except for North Wilkesboro. That's the one that could be his kryptonite. But his matchups are so good. His matchups are fantastic. I like Tyler Reddick to at least make the top 8. And there's a good shot he makes the top 4 just based off the speed of the car and the year that he's had. But you saw the bracket. I think he's going to get upset. If he doesn't get upset by Zane Smith, he'll get upset by Bubba Wallace or Chase Briscoe to make the championship round at Indianapolis. So for Reddick, y'all take the 8-1 because I think Denny's inflated. I don't think Denny makes it out of Sonoma. I think Tyler Reddick should and will be the favorite after round 1. And from what I remember in 2025, by the way, is the in-season challenge odds would repopulate as the rounds went on. I could be wrong. I think that was the case. I think after round 1, they repopulated the odds with anyone who is still eligible. If Reddick gets out of round 1, he's going to be like 3-1, 4-1. Hell, I mean, it's insane to even think about this, but maybe a cash out opportunity there because I think North Wilkesboro is where Reddick has a great shot to be eliminated. So for betting purposes, I think you got to take a shot at him because of the year that he's had, but we'll see. Nobody knows, but it is fun to talk about. It's fun to go through this. We created a bracket, gave you 10 drivers. If you would like to see the specific unit allocations, the exact dollar amount that I put on, or I have not bet yet, but I will put on all 10 of these drivers, hit the link in bio that takes you over to dubclub.win. I've teamed up with Dub Club again for 2026 to provide winning NASCAR bets. It is a down year. I'm not even afraid to say it. It has been a down year to this point. We're halfway through the season. I'm probably not betting a whole lot at Sonoma this weekend. It's a very chalky card. I mean, everything is chalk at Sonoma for Cup, O'Reilly, no trucks this weekend. But subscribe to dubclub.win for just $8 for a month if you'd like to see all my bets. We are profitable. We are in the green. We're also digging out of the hole in trucks. We're getting slightly closer to being profitable in trucks, but we're profitable in Cup, even though it's been a slide until San Diego. O'Reilly's on a good streak right now. We've had 4 consecutive winning cards in O'Reilly, even with the bad beats that we've had. We're trending up. We just swept San Diego somehow, some way. All skill, no luck, by the way. That's all I got, folks. Let me know again in the comments and the replies what you think about my bracket, what you think about my bets, and share with me what you're betting on. Share with me who you're picking to win the in-season challenge. I don't know if I'm going to have a preview out for Sonoma. I'm considering not betting anything, but potentially we'll have another preview for the weekend if I can get some lines that I would like to bet on for O'Reilly and or for Cup Series action. So if I help you win some money with the in-season challenge, if you copy my bracket and we get a perfect bracket together, please like, share, and subscribe here. Dale Tanhart on YouTube, Dale Center NASCAR Betting. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your patience. I didn't put out an episode last weekend because I don't use the internet to vent about my problems, and I never will. But life, sometimes it just hits hard. When you get a little bit older, it starts hitting a little bit harder. So anyway, appreciate you guys' patience. I know I didn't put out an episode last week, so hopefully this will make up. I've got another midweek episode coming out next week, detailing drivers that have made me the most money, drivers that have costed me the most money. My guy T Smooth in the Discord is so helpful. He's made all these different detailed analysis of my bets. It's off the charts, and I really appreciate him. And because of him putting all this together for me, I can break down which drivers have made me a lot of money, which drivers have costed me the most, and it'll be a fun midweek video as we hit the exact halfway point in the 2026 season. I know I'm rambling here, but thank you guys again. Please like, share, subscribe if you enjoy the video or if I help you win some money. This has been Dale Center NASCAR Betting In-Season Challenge Edition. I'm coming for that $1 million with a perfect bracket that you just saw here on YouTube.